about the efforts, so to speak, right, in California in regards to reparations, where in 2020 there was a commission fashioned to study the need for reparations for American descendants of slavery in California. And in 2024, the California Legislative Black Caucus decided, okay, well, let's take two of those bills to the floor to Gavin Newsom to either pass or veto. Well, he didn't get a chance to do any of that because as they, being in the California Legislative Black Caucus, decided to block and said, we ain't going to do none of the above. In fact, y'all remember Assemblyman Isaac Bryant, he got caught with his arms folded, pretending that he was in there doing something as black people were waiting in the lobby and they were excited because they thought, okay, maybe this is it. We're going to get some reparations. Now, of course, one of the bills was to fashion a Freedmen's Bureau and the other one was to fund it, right? The money. So nevertheless, that never happened. But it sounds like they came up with about 14 to 16 reparation bills that they wanted passed. So far, 6 out of these 14 bills have been passed. And trust me, ain't no money attached to none of them. One of them is the Crown Act, and they get issued an apology. I was sorry. But again, there's no money. But there's another one that they're very excited about trying to get passed, right? And let me read it to you. SB 518 would establish the Bureau for Descendants of American Slavery within the Department of Justice under the control of the director, who would be appointed by the Attorney General and confirmed by the Senate. This bill is one of many crucial steps toward addressing the long-lasting and ongoing harms inflicted upon descendants of U.S. chattel slavery and non-descendants. As a part of its duties, the Bureau would create 4 specialized divisions to begin the process of redress and repair. Y'all liked how I emphasized that? And non-descendants? Hold on a minute. What is that? What are we doing here? I thought that was for descendants of chattel slavery. But who is this non-other? See, that's the part right there. They know that most of us ain't going to read that. They know we're going to be, whoo, we're getting some reparations type of this, that, and the other. And most of us don't even know what it is. And I'll be honest with you, I'm one of those people because there's so many of them and so much technology. But you see how they snuck that on in there? And descendants of chattel slavery, what does that mean? So is that Mexicans, Asians, Japanese? Who is that? LGBTQ? Because we know that's what the non-others mean, right? They always try to come up with this, and it's not even really coded, right? If you really just read it as I did, it's like, well, okay, that means anybody else other than descendants of slavery there in California. And mind you, this is black politicians doing that. Now, I'm sure there's some other ones behind the scene. Well, why don't we just put, this, that, and the other in there? Because there's other people that suffered harm and things like that, right? But again, too, we heard Kamala Harris when she was talking about a Freedmen's Bureau, basically saying for the others as well. It's like, wasn't no others picking no cotton with our ancestors? It wasn't no others getting whips on their backs and all that other stuff. So how do they even get involved in that? See, that's why we also got to really study and listen. Because the federal law is going to trump that. And then, as I said once before, Edward Blum, the one that likes to run around with everybody else suing black people, he going to get involved. So this is symbolism at this point. But even with the symbolism, they want to include everybody else in that. The crazy part is the others will probably get something before black Americans will. Because they always do. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.